You want a house? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She had the real big woman. Miss Davis, she had the real big woman. When she could have never go wrong with she. You can put pots and a fat through she. You can put a call on Miss D had the real big woman. When she could have never go wrong with she. You can put pots and a fat through she. You can put a call on. She tell me pre-small pre-data. Get your own damn place so you prefer it. Dear me wife if you sign up letter. NHD them a regency that. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. Me son just on table December. And she look construction too. She will be the host for you when you get it well right now. Davis, she had the real big woman. Which she could have never go wrong with she. You can put house and a fun through she. You can put a call on Miss D had the real big woman. Which she could have never go wrong with she. You can put house and a fun through she. You can put a call on. She not start it and left you there. Me and tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're beating and no farmer bank around, she give you a liar, brother, pay your fear. She had the best RS check. She has the need if you stop beer red. They don't care about mind them, just if you set by steel and gravel and black and cement. Now me post that I be up at the highway and see if some money gone up in the sky from. Maybe Claudia, me say me not lie,
Welcome everybody. Tony, are we live?
We are live, but I'm seeing slight noise interference. Yeah, much better now.
Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming on to live today. This is a Building Wealth Live show, and I'm Claudia.
And I'm Tony.
And I think Tony has put this AC too high, and feel like I'm flying around in here. I get hot. I've actually moved the just moved fans a little bit. So Tony, what do we have in store today? Is there anybody on yet?
I'm about to check.
Tony's still fiddling around.
Here. Sasha, Shoshana is here, and Kelly TV.
All right. There is a button on the website, Claudia Davis JM. Tony, drop it in the chat. ClaudiaDavisJM.com, that you can sign up and it will notify you of the show half an hour before the show, and 15 minutes before the show you'll be notified. So it's called ClaudiaDavisJM.com. That's where the Building Wealth live show actually lives. We should be updating it with episodes in the past and even currently what is coming, but we're so far behind right now.
We'll get there.
Literally behind. We're not keeping up at all. This reminds me of when I was in the army, we had to do these runs every morning, these drills. Man, I was always at the back.
Couldn't keep up?
Couldn't keep up. Until I figured out that I wasn't fit. So I got up. And I figured out it was my attitude too. Two things. I wasn't fit and it was my attitude.
Mm-hmm.
So I got up very early, 4 a.m.
And run before the
Run before every single day, even when we weren't doing the drills. I was out there. So I got fitter, my attitude changed, and everything fell into place.
I know. I get up and walk every morning, usually 5 kilometers. And I realize people ask me how I do it. But once I'm mentally prepared to do it, the actual doing it is not hard.
Right. There you go.
It's just the mind.
All right. Are we live on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram?
Says we are.
Okay, great. So who else is on?
Currency just came on. Hi, Currency.
Hi, Currency. When is Mother's Day? Is it 2 weeks from now or 1 week from now?
I'm not sure. It's May something. It's May 10th, so it's next week.
This week.
Yeah, this week.
Sunday coming.
Yeah.
All right, to all the mothers out there.
You doing anything for Mother's Day?
If I am doing anything, isn't that a you should be planning that thing? You and your sister. Or is that a me thing?
I don't know.
I'm just the invited guest.
I feel like we spend all day, every day together, that doing something extra to say I love you based on all I already do on a daily basis seems irrelevant at this point. I mean, I could understand if like we were 2 different places and I have to come and visit you and make that extra effort. But I feel like I don't fall into that category when I literally
see me every day.
See you every day.
If not face to face like this, and at least video call.
Yeah.
Thank God for video call, guys. All right. So today we're going to show you how you can afford property in Jamaica. Is there anybody else you need to say hi to?
Actually, no, everybody's shy today. There's 13 persons on, but only 3 have said hi.
All right. You lose some persons because you didn't come on time. Sorry about that, everybody.
We're only like 2 minutes though.
2 minutes is a lot.
They're probably like, oh, 2 minutes. His name is not coming again.
Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes in air time is a lot. We're having some challenges with the AC unit in here, but let's hope that it holds up for the 2 hours. So we're going to be talking about real estate and the NHT.
Right after commercial break.
Okay.
Hi. Thank you for opening the video. But stop the scrolling and listen to me now. too noisy.
Welcome back, everybody. Tony tells me she's getting some interference. Can you kill the sound?
Only by turning it off. It's getting interference from this microphone.
So can we just use the microphone from another microphone from it? Oh.
Not a microphone from where?
I think we forgot my lapel mic.
No.
1 second, everybody. Are you getting interference? Sound seem to be having some sound background interference. Gonna try and activate another mic. Can you hear us better? Blessing that we can get and keep the faith going.
Right.
That's what you do when you're human. You keep the faith going. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you are still thinking you cannot afford to buy a property. We're going to deep dive into that today because the truth is you can afford to buy a property. You're thinking house price too high, interest rate too high, inflation too high. And most of all, I know you're thinking that your salary is too low. You told it, everything is high, but salary low. Is that true?
I do. I always wonder why people think their salary is low.
Yeah.
Your salary is what you make it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 100,000 or 400,000, the two persons say the same thing.
Yes, the same exact thing. So you have somebody earning $1 million per month, somebody earning 100,000 per month, and the $1 million person still thinks that their salary is too low.
Yeah.
So it is, as Tony Ann says, it is what you make it. It is really also what you do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So as we say on the show all the time, it's not what you earn, it's what you do with it. So there's a saying, it's not what you earn, it's what you save. But I'm here to tell you, no, 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 no. Robert Kiyosaki says saving is for losers. Therefore, and I believe him. I read the book, I believe him.
Well, that's true, but you don't save.
No, I don't. I really do believe it. You're going to ask me, so Miss D, what do you do for emergency? You want me to tell you what I do for an emergency? So I have one of these fancy things called a credit card. It's tucked away. I don't have it in my bag. I think one of these guys have it, access. There is a real emergency. And that real emergency usually sickness because everything else you can plan for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you have car insurance if you break down, if you have an accident, da, da, da. So the real emergency is a sickness one. But remember, you have your health cards and you have all these things. But yes, you might need, well, in Jamaica, these private hospitals love to tell you, swipe before anything else. So therefore, you have a credit card with an amount on it and you do not spend it. If it's one of those cards that is zero interest rate, fine. or zero. I doubt if there's a zero interest rate card.
That wouldn't make them any money.
Money, exactly. A low interest rate then. Or one that don't charge you any fees just to have the card. Even better. You hold on to one of those, do not spend the money. That is your emergency money. Want to see how I crack the code? Yes. I cracked the code for myself. Because I'm thinking, so Dave Ramsey, I also read Dave Ramsey's book. And he kept talking about you need to save an emergency fund, Tonya. You must save an emergency fund. I said to myself, no, why me would I want to put $1 million or 2 million, 3 million in the bank and sit there watching it for this emergency to pop up? No way, not happening. So I decided to change it up. So as I said, what I did was I have this credit card, and that is the emergency fund. This credit card is not to pay a school fee. I run to the supermarket, or one day I can't put no gas in my car. So this is the emergency fund. No. If I can't put gas in my car, stay home. Right? If I can't go to the supermarket, I'll deep dive into my cupboards and my fridge. I'm going to find something in there to eat. Or I step across the street to my good friend, Maris, and I talk to Maris, chit chat, and before you know it, Maris is saying, Claudia, you want something to eat? Hit the jackpot again, guys. So therefore, hi Maris.
And Maris house always have food.
Yeah, always have food. Unlike my house, Tonian's house, no food.
But our house have food. It's just that you always have to cook. Like there's food to cook already.
Yeah, ready, good to go. Thank you, Mary. So you need one of those neighbors to guys. So that's the emergency food. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not the high inflation, it's not the high interest rate, it's not the fact that your pay is low, why you cannot buy a piece of real estate in Jamaica. Notice I said Jamaica, don't say anywhere else. Talking about Jamaica. Why you can't buy a house in Jamaica? It's not none of those states. It's just that. What's the word I'm looking for? What is that? It's a phrase I'm looking for. Again, Robert Kiyosaki taught us this.
Mm-hmm.
Your pay is an asset, and you take your pay and turn it into a liability. How do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why you can't afford a house. Because this pay come in 100,000 or 1 million. Then you jump over here and you start shell it out. Oh, you know, somebody trust 2 sneakers and pay the lady. But they trust some food, but trust lunch for the whole month and pay the lady. You know, and you start to shell it out, right? Back in the day, when I was in corporate, I used to have these ladies in my office. What they did, I got some envelopes, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And them write on the name. So we had to go to the bank and cash our checks. When they came back, write on the name, JPS, NWC, and put in the envelope.
Really?
Yeah, man. And I'm thinking, so I said, so where is the envelope with your name on it? Start to laugh. There was no envelope with their name on it, guys. So it's not.
I guess that's them just trying to like make sure they're on top of the bills. Because I do worry to like when bills come, I'm like, okay, I have to make sure this one is paid.
Yeah.
So I get it. The exact when a bill is unpaid.
Right. And then nowadays about calling, they must send you an email and you name it.
Yeah.
Not even that, no, JPS just poops, cut off the light.
I know. What I love is the digital one. So
Yeah.
like you start getting all these warnings.
Yeah.
2-3 days out. And then all of a sudden you start getting slow browsing. Like they don't disconnect it, but they're like, let's just make it difficult. Like they turn down the beat or something. And then it disconnect.
And then
you have about 2 days or some slow browsing.
And then you start to call them up. And then you realize, oh, press 1, press 2. What do that talk to you? Go pay your bill.
Yeah.
So today it's more strategy over salary, right, guys? How do I use this 100,000 or this 1 million to get to the real estate, to own the real estate, so that this real estate can bring me more money? Richest man in Babylon teaches us that. So we're going to jump into the current affairs section in just a minute. And this is where we're going to break it down for you. I'm blank. I'm not seeing my current affair. And this is where you feel it in music. Tony, why am I blank? I'm supposed to be seeing my...
That's it, just click it.
This one?
The next one is your article.
This one here?
Next one.
This one?
No, to your left.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh. So, Tony, you can say it. NHD. You have it up on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
NHD shifting to large-scale master plan developments. And I'm circling, not sure why. So, Tony, go ahead and read the article. Oh, thank you. Sound like Xavier right now. So the National Housing Trust is shifting focus towards large-scale master plan developments that can deliver housing at the scale Jamaica requires, says Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. He said that the next major project in this regard is the Greater Inswod development in St. Catherine, which will serve as a model of integrated planning and execution. Tony, where's the Greater Inswod development coming?
Not sure.
Don't tell me you don't know. You're smack in the middle of it every Saturday.
Oh,
10 to 2.
Oh, you mean St. John's Road, Featherbed Lane, that intersection there?
Not intersection. The entire St. John's Road, starting from up in Kitsatown, coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Featherbed Lane, the stretch, and moving on to the Old Harbour Road.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the government have big things for that corridor. And it's called the Greater Inswod Development in St. Catherine. So, will serve as a model of integrated planning and execution. This is the direction which Jamaica must go. Small fragmented interventions, but coordinated large-scale interventions. He says not small fragmented interventions, but coordinated large-scale interventions. Not just housing units, but communities. Not just small developments, individualized and incremental, but planning at scale, coordinated and integrated, he said. The Prime Minister was addressing an NHD's 50th anniversary Thanksgiving on April 19 at the Webster Memorial United Church in Kingston. In the coming financial year, the NHD will invest approximately $50 billion in housing solutions, alongside an additional $21 billion in subsidies to support affordability. That level of investment is ambitious but necessary, because let us be clear, Jamaica's housing challenge is a matter of supply. The Prime Minister said it's not a matter of supply. He noted that the trust currently manages more than 41,000 housing solutions across the island, including approximately 10,700 under construction, nearly 6,000 at the contract stage, and more than 11,500 in procurement and 11,600 in planning and design. New developments such as Longville Meadows in Clarendon and Friendship Phase 2 in St. Elizabeth, together delivering 2,800 solutions, are currently already underway. He noted that developments are being done with resilience in mind. That means stronger building standards. It means better land use planning. It means relocating developments away from high-risk zones. And it means ensuring that every new home built today can withstand the realities of tomorrow. Importantly, the Prime Minister noted that the NHD is ensuring that this transformation is inclusive. We are expanding access to those who we serve and sustain our society. Teachers, nurses, firefighters, and members of our security forces will now benefit from reduced mortgage rates, recognizing both their service and their need for stability. Dr. Holness said young Jamaicans will also see increased opportunities, as 20% of the NHD housing solutions will now be reserved for persons under age 35. The increase, he noted, is double the previous allocation, with up to 2 million available to assist with deposits. Ladies and gentlemen, you can continue reading the article, but he says quite a number of things in that article. So continue reading it. Now, what does that mean for you? And me, I should say. Well, for us, we already use our NHT. Although they tell us we can get 5 million home improvement. But I can't take 5 million for go buy tile and new kitchen and new toilet. That just don't make no sense to me. So NHT, you need to tell me how to buy a house with $5 million and get me back inside there, right, Tony? After all, I'm still actually contributing to the NHT. As a matter of fact, I have contributed more money than the NHT loaned me. How?
That's the point, so that they can lend
How?
future people.
That one then I sit down too good with me. I only got 1 million. Tony got what, 1.5?
I think so, yeah.
Well-
But that 1.5 back then is basically the 5 million they're lending now.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I've contributed more than 1 million. I should have keep my money in my pocket and go use my 1 million. That's what I should have done.
But did you have the money in your pocket when you used the NHT 1 million?
And that 1 million is just a principal. Don't forget the whole heap of interest I'm pay them. So, the large scale master plan. So let's talk about that. The Inswod development, as we said, is in St. Catherine. You are to get ahead of these developments, guys. Don't wait for them to lift up the crane, bring up the bulldozer and the excavator and start dig up the road and put in these things before you move. History teaches us that. The Mandela Highway, I remember when I was working at another company, my boss and I, we went and we looked at a property at 6 Mile. It was a 5 acre. Over the whole place, when them say a swamp, where the Chinese now put up all kind of fabulous things. Nestle is over there, so you pass it every day. 5 acres. Forget the price. I think it was 25 million. No, I remember the price. 25 million. We turned it down. We also went and looked down the road at another place. You know what is at the place now that we looked at? Fesco gas station. I kid you not. We looked at it, and because it was on the side where them said was swamp, so somebody tell him say swamp or whatever. We didn't use it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mandela Highway, try and buy something there now. I think it's 200 and odd million. There's a what do you call it? It's a commercial coming right beside the police station. I think it's a free zone or it's a warehouse zone. I don't know. That's coming, controlled by the UDC. Those lands are 200 and odd million now. Just the land. You have to go still build the building. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to get
businesses going there.
yes, ahead of. When they were doing Hagley Park Road, I also looked at properties on Hagley Park Road. I've never ever started to go Hagley Park Road yet. Till all of a sudden, them said I'm going to do dual carriage road. And within a couple months, the Chinese come, boom, 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 and it done. Ladies and gentlemen, forget it now. You cannot buy anything on Hagley Park Road now. You can, but you would have had to increase your earnings.
Yeah, because even
Right?
even though Hampton Park was a major road, it was still one of the cheaper roads,
Roads.
like compared to Mullines Road and Constant Spring Road and Hope Road.
Yes. It was on a cheaper commercial road
Yeah.
that you could have got on.
And
Right.
one of the reasons because it floods like crazy when it used to rain back in the day, remember?
Yeah. On that road, I remember selling a property in the Domes. We sold the Domes twice, actually. We sold it at 18 million. And when the road fixed, we sold it at 30-something million.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to get ahead of it. So you see us selling Palmetto Pines now, and you say, oh, don't want this, don't want that, no skin up your nose. Yet you can afford a Palmetto Pines. But what you do? You still hang out and look on things that you cannot afford instead of getting ahead in front of where the development is coming. You don't get in front of the development. You sit and wait. The development comes. Your pay still is the same. No movement.
I think people are afraid to be a little bit uncomfortable because when you do make that initial purchase, whatever it's going to be, there is some discomfort the first few months.
Yeah, like waiting to get the bus, and it take you long to get to work, and you take it late to come home, and you're always thinking that you have to move into these properties when you buy them. Why? You need to dispel that
It's
notion
not
out
even
of your
like
head.
the discomfort of like moving to a new location, but just the mere fact that half your pay is now gone.
So for me personally, I prefer half of my pay goes to the mortgage.
It's a hard thing, like to realize that you cannot afford half less because you're not paying for this big asset, and some people are afraid to commit to it.
Well, those who are paying rent should certainly commit to it, because definitely now you're throwing away the half already.
Yeah.
You understand? And if you're living at home, not paying anything, you would need to commit the half to the mortgage. You would need to, because circumstances will change. You will be living somewhere, you're living free. All of a sudden, something shift, and everybody have to run out of the place. And one of them people who have to run out is you. But you have not made any provision, guys. So what are we seeing now? The government will continue, not stop them, as you can see, not even a hurricane. As a matter of fact, the hurricane pushed them quick coffee move.
No, the hurricane was like, oh, now we can see exactly what we're working with here.
Yes, you're so right. The hurricane just cleared the landscape. And when the hurricane came through, I drove past the place. I was like, that place was there? That place was really there? It just blown out every tree and everything. Now you see everything. So I think it has cleared the government's vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just literally opened up. You remember when who part the Red Sea? God passed the Red Sea for Moses. So he could have got through. At that time, Melissa does come and part it and say, see there now, fresh ground. Do what you need to do. So they will continue doing this, building this infrastructure. There is no turning back, guys. Don't think for a minute that we're going to turn back. They're also trying to move faster. So projects that would have taken us 10 years, 20 years, some of these things they're implementing was not even enough for them time. Some other people they think about it and now them just try to do it. We're going to be moving faster.
So what's happening at Bernard Lodge?
Bernard Lodge is a master plan, like Inswod. You have the Bernard Lodge up?
Yeah.
So the Bernard Lodge is, ladies and gentlemen, Tony, you tell them about the Bernard Lodge. Okay, I have it up. No, do I have it up? Yes. So Bernard Lodge actually is being realized as we speak. That started already. So Bernard Lodge is the first real, well, I shouldn't say the first. All of our towns have had master plans, including the one that will look chaka chaka. But Bernard Lodge, in our time here now, is one of those master plans. And the Inswod development is going to follow the Bernard Lodge. So if you're paying attention, those of us who have been going to Portmore,
where's Bernard Lodge?
I've just started to get into it. So Bernard Lodge, I show them the map. A lot of persons know Phoenix. So you can probably use Phoenix as your benchmark. Phoenix is in gray, actually. Is it? No.
Is it on this map?
Yeah, man. Phoenix is in... Gosh. This one is foggy. Why is it foggy?
Maybe I need to download
the map. Yeah. Yeah, much better. Phoenix is showing us in gray. So existing housing schemes are in gray. So if you notice on the map, so everybody, this is in Portmore. Those of you who don't know Portmore, you need to drive over Portmore and see all of the grand things going on. They want Portmore to be a city. The only thing missing, I think, is a hospital.
Oh, that is where Phoenix is. Okay.
Mhm.
Back here.
Yeah. So that's Phoenix. So the if you look at the key, you'll pick up the existing housing schemes are in gray. So Phoenix is one of them. So is Morris Meadows. So they put that there. Green is supposed to be, is it agriculture?
AG.
Right. And you look and you can see a commercial, your residential detached, and your residential, is it attached? Light use, so home space. So they've designed it already, guys. So what they did was design this whole thing and say, these are the parcels. So if you notice now, every single thing here is labeled. So you just say AQ1, this, that. So go to the next map. Go to the next slide, Tony. So they tell you the Greater Bernard Lodge, the schedule of areas. So they earmarked, so these areas are agriculture. So if you notice, every single parcel there have a area and it have a number, a name. Because they're telling you. Scroll down, you see the commercial area. So the area that was for agriculture, that is for agriculture, is 3,000 acres. Look like.
Yeah, 3,026 acres.
Right. Commercial is 35 acres. And for residential, 1,438 acres. Light industry, 196. Mixed use, 37. Open space, 126.
I wonder why they're saving 3,000 for agriculture. I feel like Portmore, that side, don't need agriculture when you have Spanish Town that has so much land space to the agriculture.
I don't know.
And Portmore is so hot, why you planting over there, so?
What's a pumpkin?
I feel like they should have reversed the housing as a 3,000 and then put the how much half a housing? 1,000, almost half of it, to agriculture. Or maybe it's all those mountains.
Must be the mountain. It must be. No, but them selling it. Each of these parcels are for sale, you know. Probably sell off by now. Right? So this is what I mean when I say you must get ahead of it. So those of you with money could have bought these parcels from the government.
Mm.
So what has happened is all the things, the buildings, and so you see going up now, persons would have gotten in, bought these parcels.
Oh, you mean the little developers that are around?
Right, plus the commercial developers. You notice that Fontana went up, Price Mart went up, everybody gone up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's because they went and they got these. Tony said we shouldn't have the farming. I'm thinking though, all this land for farming, I don't see being used.
No, I get farming, but so much.
All Morris Meadows. All this parts around Morris Meadows is for farming. I don't see anything on that. Cross the street.
What, behind Morris Meadows is that hill, no?
No man, behind Morris Meadows is flat. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to remember if that's the road that I see like a horse farm on or something.
Mm.
Or maybe they're existing. No, but government label it. It could be existing too, Tony.
Okay.
So some of those farm plots could have been persons actually own it already. They just not labeled it now because they're going through the paces with the master plan. So therefore,
I'm looking at the map though. I see it said Phoenix, but where's the road? For me to catch my bearing. The white things are roads.
could appear that way. Yeah, the white things are the roads. Yeah. You'd have to overlay this on your Google Earth.
Yeah, because I'm trying to mentally I'm trying to figure out like where's not Caribbean Estates. Yeah, Caribbean Estates.
Caribbean Estates should be in across the street. What's that? No, but that's agriculture.
All right, so I'm wondering if this agriculture is Caribbean Estates. Or this is a different side of Phoenix I'm looking at.
B1. So what is B1? B1. Residential. D1. That's the biggest parcel. Maybe government will do that. So that is behind Phoenix. Oh, maybe that's Phoenix, D1 is Phoenix, Just I remember Phoenix is in two phases. To have a front section, to have a back section.
Oh, okay. So you think the D1 is the back section?
Yes, because you see this front section, you see these parcels cut out of it, those were already existing. Remember?
Oh, those are the small communities.
The small communities that were cut out of it.
Phoenix. Okay.
Right. But the Phoenix, I think this back part, D1 and D1A, is Phoenix in the back. So if that's Phoenix in the back, that means Phoenix here in the front. That means 4 AG2. No. So where is, you're
That's
right.
Caribbean
AG2
estates.
can be, that's agriculture. So you're right. So where is Caribbean Estates? And I see SO1 is commercial. That purple is what? Social services is in orange. Is there a clinic or something there? No, that I know. Purple is in commercial. I don't remember commercial being there, so. Anyway, everything is there. The point I'm trying to make is that this Greater Bernard Lodge is going to be, has already started.
Mm-hmm.
Some parts of Portmore will drive now pretty like money, right? You want to be there. Oh, I did say the parish council, anybody listening to me from the parish council, we need street lights on, is that the Bernard Lodge Road? That road on Phoenix there, that Phoenix fronts. There needs to be some cat eye or something. Same thing from Pathfinder to the roundabout. Pathfinder's a plaza. To the roundabout, we need street lights or cat eye, guys. Can't talk about no one ton city and not even street light, When I come up, I had to drive through there in the darkness the other day, and I was like, where is the light? I was dropping somebody home. When I land over the bridge at 3 Mile, and land park the park road, the place just light up toward me. I say, yes, no, me in the city. Before that, I was in the city, guys. Come on. All right, so Tony. So that is to let you know, you're to get ahead of, the development coming. The Prime Minister tell you where them going to be doing master plan. So Bernard Lodge is started already, continuing. Can't get in at them parcel again. I need to figure out, I have not yet figured out this Inswod development one. And actually, I could have beat myself too, because there's lands available in the same Inswod development with private people that I could have invested in, and I didn't because I'm busy over on the North Coast side. But you can't be everywhere, Tony. So, ladies and gentlemen,
unless you create a branch.
A branch of myself?
Yeah.
How you mean a branch?
Riverstead, Ecostead, Southside.
You don't have that segment, Tony? All right, let's get into the education of NHT now. I've spoken to so many persons. Whether I'm doing a talk or I'm just on the road, I'm saying, have you used your NHT? No, I haven't used my NHT. Have you bought a house yet? No, I haven't bought a house yet. What about a piece of land? No, I haven't bought anything. How old are you? 40, 50, 60. Matter of fact, I had a lady who really wanted to use her NHT. She was 64 trying to use her NHT.
Can she use that at age?
No, NHT stops at 65. The mortgage would be way too high. Plus, she would not have an income. She's going into retirement.
Oh.
You must use your NHT. You don't need to wait on the government and them 10,000 houses coming. Get your property on the open market. Now, NHT uses an algorithm that none of us know about. It is so secret. Not even me know about it, and no, so me can dig down things, right? But I might challenge myself to crack the code. If I challenge myself, I'll figure it out. I was looking at the NHT draw for, I'm trying to remember which property. Was it on the NHG website? If you go on the NHG website, you can see. They actually publish the people's names and so when they give them.
Right.
And I was looking at the points that they need to have. 800 and some big number.
But Mom,
Wonder
maybe
what-
you have enough data, like you maybe have a couple years or a couple schemes, maybe your AI can crack it. And then based on some history that you have from NHD, you feed it all that content, maybe you can figure it out.
No, man, I'm gonna try crack it, man. I have to find out what algorithm they might use. Because some of you guys will never meet that algorithm.
Yeah, because
That's the truth. So if you only earn, if they must say 20 points for every year that you earn, imagine how much years ever work will reach 100, 800. It's too much.
but you can join points if you have a parent who hasn't used it.
Right? Because them older.
And other than that, so there's no guarantee you're gonna get to that age.
You need to buy
So
the
might
place
as well
now.
you just buy something
Yeah.
on the old market.
When I was running up in 1989 to get a property, and then she turned me down. At that time, they were using points. JN turned me down too. Victoria Mutual turned me down. We finally rallied back to Victoria Mutual and I got it. But somebody had to co-sign my loan. So most of the times, depending on what you're trying to buy, you can't do it on your own. So I'm going to show you now why. So with the NHT, you can access to purchase a house on the open market. You can also purchase a land on the open market. And you can build on own land. Those are the three ways for you to own a property, right? Now, they'll give you 95% financing. Fine. If you're buying an NHT scheme, however, meaning one of the new ones that them put out and you apply, you get through, you get 100% financing. So you don't need any deposit. But again, Tony and I are saying, don't wait on that. Have a deposit, right?
Not only that too. And I just learned that when I was trying to assist someone, even though NHT says they'll give you 100% financing, sometimes your salary does not cover that. So the NHT house might be for 20 million, for argument's sake, right? You don't qualify for 20 million in and of yourself, even though NHT is giving you 100% financing. But if you have cash, more deposit or something to put on it that can reduce the 100% financing that they need to offer you, you're likely to, if you're in the point system already, that helps.
That helps, yeah, because you might be in the point system. But the point system, if you're putting your salary and you can't get the financing, you're gonna be turned down. They're not gonna call you. So let us say they're putting up also 15 million. And it is your salary is 100,000. You can't afford 15 million. Them only will give you 12 million. Because I've had somebody said that to me. When they went there and checked, they said they were not in the lineup to be called because their salary could not afford 100% financing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But if you can put more money down.
Yeah, but do they give you that option?
Yes, in the application.
In the application. Oh, they give you the option. So you really still need to save up your money.
Yes. Don't just rely on this 100% financing.
Yeah. Or even this 95% financing. You have to save up your money. So in build to buy a house, you can access 9 million by yourself, up to 23 million if it's 3 of you. Did I skip something? Yeah, 17 million if it's 2 applicants, right? So by yourself, 9 million. 17 million if it's 2 of you. 23 million if it's 3 of you. 3 of you can to buy a house. 3 of you can be mother, father, daughter, son, whatever. Can be uncle, auntie, cousin. 3 of you. Now, what you're missing? You're missing something else too. How much did we put up how much is for land? So, for land, 5 million if it's you alone, 7 million if it's 2 of you, and 10.5 if it's 3 of you. So certainly, 2 of you can buy a Palmetto Pines. You're getting 7 million, plus you come with $1 million, or you come with 2.7 million extra. to buy a bigger lot that is for 9.7 million.
Mhm.
Certainly, if three of you come at 10.5 million, no, you're running home now into the land now. Because NHT is giving you up to 10.5 million, the land is only 9.7 million. Three of you can come, but I know what going to happen in a Tony. The more wait till we asphalt the road and then I'm gonna run come. By that time, guys,
You know how it is for three persons to make a decision in this society?
that's what I've realized. They can't make a decision.
Like, I'm literally sat down in that parliamentary office and the father and the son will come and they say, let's buy this. And they're excited. And then they say, we have to show mom. They bring mom. Mom don't want to do it. They can't do it.
They can't do it.
No, mom. I've literally sat in there and see a mother come in and say, girls, let's buy this. And one of the daughters will say, but I don't want to buy anything with my sister. I mean, I'm like, but you guys need each other.
Yeah, they don't pick that up yet. And they're gonna pick it up too late. And then you know the worst part? If that mother and daughter figure it out and go together, that third sister, as she buck her foot, is that how she come into, you know?
Of course. Seems so.
That is the problem, guys. You see today, don't see tomorrow. So I always say go after the low-hanging fruit.
Not only that, so she expect mom to leave her share to when she pass.
Yeah, must leave it. No, that is a hard one. That is the
They
hardest
still
one.
think they're entitled.
Yeah, you're gonna be entitled. You never even help your mother and your sister to put your name on the title with them. Work it through. As you step up in a life, you can't say, all right, I'm gonna buy a next house. I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. But at least you have a foundation and a base as a family. Because mama and dada are try buy a house because no, them not have no foundation.
Yeah.
No base, no make. They
Move
must
on
spend
to
how
that
much money.
short-sighted.
Yes, I spend how much money. I said, pick they go to school and I pay for this and I pay for that. This a dancing lesson, some only can dance. Gymnastics lesson, I can't jump for save on the line. And I burn out money they say instead of buy the house. And then when it come down to it, and you really can afford to use your NHT with mommy and daddy, you turn it down.
Plus thing, I don't people think realize that once you have figured out housing, whether you're married and live with your husband, if you and your parents come together and buy something, you buy something for yourself. Once you figure that out, the rest of your life is easier.
Simple. Simple, guys.
You think you had problems, you don't have any problems. Once you figure that out, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. I'm here to tell you. I figured it out at 22, moved in when I was 23. Well, January 1, I moved in. I was 23, January 10. But I had a little struggle in the first half. 1995, we went into inflation, and that was when the gas riots and all of that happened, right? It was a little challenging, it was a little tough, but God is good. He sent people to help me, literally sent people to help me. My life cut off and all of that, you know. Victoria Mitchell walk up and down behind me every month to pay a mortgage, you know, friend. But I figured it out. You see, once I figured that out, come out of the inflation, pay start to move up, and me I step up in a life, and me I get salary increase, and me I get promotion to one. You know, plus, you know, I have another daughter, so he's in the picture now to her dad, and me I get money. Guys, it gets so simple to the point where this mortgage is 1,500 and my pay is 100,000 and I'm not blinking.
I know exactly. When I was paying my mortgage and I was earning 30,000 and the mortgage was 11,500 coming out of the pay. And then after a while, the pay went to 40,000, and just all of a sudden, the mortgage didn't feel so difficult.
No?
Just that $10,000 up.
Yeah.
The mortgage didn't. And it's not like I did anything. The only thing I did was switch from day shift to night shift, and because of the premium of working nights, it just shifted everything.
Yeah. So guys, you have to figure it out early. I'm appealing to the young people. All of you going, don't want to spend how much money upon this university degree where it's gonna be useless soon, quite frankly. So unless you're doing nursing or one of them things there, all of them business are done useless. I'm sorry to say, UTech and UE, but you really need to figure out to change your curriculum and what you're offering, because you're offering things that are extinct right now. So I'm appealing to the young people. You're coming out of university, coming out of trade schools. You get your first job. You're contributing to NHT 1 year. Have the conversation. Mama will own the house. Daddy will own the house. The answer there, no. Everybody run up and down now because you don't have to get this and down the belt. You understand? Nothing beats
Mommy, tell them about building through NHT.
sleeping in a house that belongs to you. There's no more satisfaction. Build on own land. That's the one I love personally. Yes, that's the one I love.
It's the more exciting one.
Yeah, it is. And that's what we use for NHT, both of
How
us.
can you stretch $11 million
$11
into your dream house?
House, yeah, that's the one I love. Build on own land. So with build on own land, you can get 5 million, same 5 million, or the same 7 million, or the same 10.5 out of that to buy the land. So if three of you come together, buy a Palmetto 9.7, then you have, I can't do the maths, but it's 23 million minus 9.7 million. You have that difference to go and build your 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom house. Build something small footprint. Don't try to build a 10-story house, guys. Build something where you're comfortable, where you don't constantly live on the construction site and sand and gravel run up and down where you're going.
So the therapy, I have 12.5 million.
12.5 million can build your house.
That's supposed to get a 2-bed.
Of course it can. More than. And don't ask for no 15 by 15 bedroom and all these things. He told him 15 by 15.
12 by 11 is quite fine for sleeping.
11 by 11 is quite fine. So is a 10 by 10. But what happened? Everybody buy big furniture first.
How can you have furniture and don't live anywhere?
I don't know. But we do it all the time. People do it all the time. Not
He
me.
also wants to know where is Parameter or maybe Palmetto?
Palmetto Pines, drop in the website, Tony. Palmetto Pines is on the outskirts of Spanish Town. So you come onto the Spanish Town bypass or you take the toll. So if you come on the bypass, you're gonna pass Food for the Poor and you come to the roundabout, go straight past St. John's Road, continue to Job Lane. That's what I do. Or you can turn on Job Lane on St. John's Road too. Because St. John's Road and Job Lane going intercept. And you're really trying to be on St. John's Road. That's the road that takes you up to Dovecote or takes you up to fabulous Green Acres, which is a fabulous housing scheme. We're right across the street from the Green Acres development. 99 acres of land. We're running 3 phases. Phase 1 is where we're at still selling. You want to be in phase 1. If you have the money now, you want to be in phase 1. That's where you want to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're running off 6,000 and 3,000 square feet lots. And I was looking at phase 2 and I'm realizing there are no 6,000 square feet lots.
Mm-hmm.
They're only going to be 3,000 square feet lots.
And I think the corners are a little bigger, like 4,000-ish.
So if you want a big lot, guys, you really need to be in phase 1. Because, let's face it, with inflation and all of that happening, you might find that you're going to be paid more. No, you will be paid more in phase 2 for smaller lots. All right? So, you have 100% financing from the National Housing Trust, but only if it is a schemed housing scheme or service lots. But that maximum is up to 17 million. So even though them said I'm giving you 100% financing, the house at 23 million and almost 17 million, them give you 100% financing. You have to go find the deposit or go to another bank. Right, Tony?
What about their strategic programs?
Like Bill 9 cluster.
Mm-hmm.
So Bill 9 cluster means 9 of you can come together, buy a piece of land. Each year get you $5 million. So 9-5 is what, 45 million? Technically, you could buy a piece of land for 45 million. 9 of you. Subdivide it. But you're going to have to read the fine print. Why did I must bring it up maybe next week. Because the fine print is going to tell you now that you can't subdivide it in a 100 lots like what we do. You can't. Because them still know why you reach out to them.
Right.
So
Maybe
even
like by an acre or so for less.
yeah. So even though you're not you come together, 9 of you, and you buy this 20 acres of land, you still can't subdivide it into a whole heap of lots. All right. So, but you could probably subdivide it into 9 lots, 9 big lots. Like each person get maybe 5 acres, something like that, and then you go from there afterwards. Um, Home improvement is 5 million, maximum 10 million. Two people join together. Again, that is to do improvement on an NHT house, a house that you use NHT funds for before. That's what you hear me complaining about all the time, that they want me to do this. All right. So when we get back, you're gonna take a break, Tony. We will now be looking at realistically. So what I did, I built a calculator for you. This calculator is going to allow you easily to calculate this. I should also point out here that the NHT have some income bands that they use. The income bands is what determines if you get 0%, 1%, 2%, and so on in interest rates. So the income bands are, Tony, go ahead. You're seeing the screen.
30,000 per week or less, 0%. 42,000 or less, 2%. 100,000 or less, 4%, and over 100,000, 5%.
So it suits you to take your loan early. So when I got my loan, I got it at 5% because I was earning more money. Tony got yours as what, 2 at the time, was it? Or 3? 2? Probably 2.
No, was low. Maybe it was low.
Was low. So it suits you to get the loan early. Those of you listening to me with children in Jamaica and you are overseas, they're working, you need to call them up, let them know. You hear Miss Davis talking about using the NHT. You're overseas, you might have the deposit and them have the NHT. Because the truth is you can't use NHT without money. You have to have money, right? So you with the kids out here working, but them busy buy slippers, no problem. But them have a power that you don't have. Them have them NHT eligibility, walking up and down with it, them back pocket. Right? Guys, you're gonna use it. Your dad didn't use this, call him up. Call him up. No more waiting. I'm going to the calculator, Tony. All right, welcome back, everybody. So, on March 21, the government touts new township for Greater Inswod lands. This is what we've been talking about, St. John's Road corridor. This is March 21. This was just the other day. No, this was last year, March 21, 2025. So this is what's coming. The National Housing Trust has been mandated to spearhead the Greater Inswod development in St. Catherine. It will be modeled off the Greater Bernard Lodge development. The communities also lie in close proximity to each other. So the Greater Bernard Lodge development is what we showed you earlier with the map and the parcels and so on. And this one now is the Inswod development coming. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement Thursday during his contribution to 25-26 budget debate. So this was last year. Some of you missed it. I have given directives to the NHT to lead a multi-agency team to undertake the master planning for lands at Inswood, in addition to lands slated for development along the St. John's Road corridor, Holness disclosed. This will include the development of solutions for drainage, traffic management, and road improvement, regularization of informal settlements, and the completion of settlement work for the Naysbury Grove community, which was started but never completed under Operation Pride, which is Program for Resettlement and Integrated Development Enterprise. This will create a platform to coordinate and accelerate housing developments in the area with the requisite infrastructure and amenities for sustainable housing, sustainable communities. He said there is significant private sector interest in the area, and some have been frustrated by slow and uncertain approval and lack of infrastructure. The Greater Into Development Project will solve these issues and create quality and affordable housing for the people of Jamaica. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister noted that the Greater Bernard Lodge project was the first of this large-scale master plan development that represents a new era in sustainable and structured community development in Jamaica. Moving beyond the regularization of existing settlements, we are also building entirely new planned settlements to provide high quality, affordable housing for Jamaicans. He said he highlighted that it was designated to provide housing, modern amenities, schools, police stations, and commercial spaces. This project is more than just a housing development. It is a holistically planned community that balances residential, commercial, and social infrastructure by integrating green spaces, essential services, and economic opportunities. Bernard Lodge will offer a high quality of life for its residents while serving as a model for future planned developments across the island. He cited that this approach ensures orderly urban expansion, reduces informal settlements, and promotes well-designed, resilient communities, settling the standards for smart growth and sustainable living in Jamaica. To date, 6,000 units have been completed and are under construction, with the remainder in varying stages of design, approval, or contracting. The designated town center is in the procurement phase, and social services, including a STEM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics school, hospital complex, police station, fire station, and transport hub, are set for implementation, the Prime Minister said in Parliament. That last section, I think he was referring to the Greater Bernard Lodge development. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you in? Are you ready? Are you in the front line? Are you ahead of the pack? Are you at the back like me when I was in the army? I tried to play catch up. All right, so what I did for you now. So, in our offices, we use a system called RECA, REC, which is Real Estate Content Application. Real Estate Content Application. We use it in the back end. We use it to create our marketing pieces, right? So I decided that since we're doing that, we're gonna add a public website for you guys. So each agent will have their public website. I think Tony is displaying hers now. So what's the URL, Tony?
It's ricahq.com/Tony-Dietrich.
All right, so Tony's gonna copy that and paste it in the chat so that you can just grab it. What it is, so what I did, on the public facing website, that you'll be looking at. Tony, scroll back to the top. You will see at the top, it has a home page, listings, has your blog page as well. So you will see that she will be putting up blogs, telling you things, and the listings that she has selling. So you can always go there and look at what, and spy on Tony. And you can also spy on me too. my handle will be my name behind the recap. So it's recahq.com / and .com, and mine will say Claudia Davis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to the site, so scroll on, Tony. So Tony give a whole long spiel about herself. I wonder who will read that. Scroll down. So you start seeing her listing. So far, she's only put up one, which is a listing that she has at, where's that?
Havendale.
Havendale. It's an apartment on the ground floor. Now, you look at it, you like it, you can click on it. Before we click on it, you go to the bottom. I've given you a mortgage calculator that will make your life so simple, guys. No. Is it blank?
Yes.
Okay, it's blank. What's the cheapest house you have selling? Let's try the land then. 9.7 million. So it start jump some figures in front of you. You have 9.7 million?
Yes.
So you're gonna deposit maybe 10%. How much banks want for land? 10%, Tony? Which bank want 10%?
NCB.
NCB and CIBC too, I think.
Yes.
Scotia is 20%. So if you're going to Scotia, you're gonna put 20% there. You notice now it tells you your loan amount is 8.730. Is that what you have?
Yes.
And it tells you your estimated monthly payment is gonna be 58,000.
Yes.
That is if you're buying the land. However, you need to put in the interest rate. Let's put 8.5. So you're gonna call the bank and find out what's the interest rate, whichever bank you're thinking of. So if you're going straight to the bank, this is 67,126. That's gonna be a payback per month. You're gonna have, oh, we also need to put in the years. So here, it is automatically calculating your term at 30, but you can change it by clicking on it. I'm Tony tired. You can change it by clicking on it.
Here?
Yeah. No.
No?
Click where it says 30.
Oh, okay.
And you can select if you want how many years. But let us say you want to calculate by your age, because that's how the bank is gonna do it.
Okay.
Click on choose term, calculate from your year of birth. So I'm gonna put my age in here. My year of birth is 1966. So it's telling me now, purchase price 9.7, I need a deposit 970,000, loan amount 8.7, term only 10 years, because the banks only give you a loan up to age 70. So at my age, I can only get 10 years now, right?
Mhm.
At 8.5 interest, and well, I'm telling you the total interest I'm gonna pay on the loan, which is a whole heap of money, 4 million and so this is telling me I have to pay $108,000 per month. But let us say all you young people who just born the other day have your job. What age could that be now, Tony? Let me see. 2000? A child who born 2000, how old them is?
I don't know. 2000. No.
We're in
2000.
we're in
Wouldn't that be
2026. 2000, no, it's on the bond 2020.
Oh, yeah. 2000.
Mm-hmm. How old are you in 2000? I can't know enough. 40 years. Yes, you get a 40-year mortgage because you're capped at 40 years. So even though you're born, this is 2026 minus the year 2000, you're actually 26 years old.
Still old, man. But all no.
You're old.
Then a second property.
Yes, Tony, I should be on them second. So you notice where I was paying 100,000 for the mortgage. You will only pay 63,999. Right? 63,999. All right. Now, notice now at the bottom of the coming down further on the screen. Let's go down further on the screen, Tony. On the screen, you notice nothing else is happening. This is because you're only using the bank, and that is what you tell the calculator. But let us say you have NHT. All right, Tony, this 26-year-old have NHT.
Okay.
So you're gonna click. Yes, you have NHT. You have NHT, and you are going to now say you're buying a house lot. So you're gonna click that. You are one of them who don't want to borrow with nobody. So you're a co-applicant and you select only 5 million you're going to get. If you have a co-applicant, click it. So you're gonna join with mommy or daddy or your boyfriend or your husband. Click it. Now you can get 7 million. So your shortfall is only 1,730,000. Let's go back, Tony. None. So you're not joining with anybody? 5 million you're gonna get. And your shortfall is 3,730,000. See that?
But the gross income is still the same?
Yeah, we don't figure that out yet, but it should still be the same because it's up the top. No, we didn't put in a gross income yet. We're just telling you how much you're borrowing. Right? We don't put in your income yet, so we don't even know if you can afford it yet. All right? So now we're going to put in a gross income. So what are we saying? They're not borrowing or they're borrowing? They're joining or they're not joining? I want both of us to be on the same page.
They're not joining.
They're not joining. So they're only getting 5 million, so they show a shortfall. 3.7, and them thinking that the bank that going to lend them, interest rate is 8.5. So let's put in back the year of birth, which is 2000. It's 2000. All right, yes, it came up on the other side. So the year of birth again, you put that in because you're now dealing with NHT 2000. Put in your income now. Weekly income. Let us say this person is earning
monthly.
You want to choose monthly? All right. So we choose monthly. Let us say they're earning 60,000 per month. Need to fix something on my I'm not able to see what I'm typing in. Are you able to see it, Tony?
Yeah. Make it screen bigger.
Oh.
Go to the 3 buttons. Yeah, there you go.
Oh. So monthly is 60,000, we're saying?
Yes.
All right. So tell me now, read the calculator, Tony. What does it say?
It's saying so the NHT portion, the shortfall is 3.7.
Mm-hmm.
And you pay additional 27,000 for the shortfall? That's what it's saying?
So the shortfall is 3.7. Interest rate is at 8.5. Monthly top-up payment is going to be 27,000. So if you borrow the 3.7 from the bank, you have an additional 27,374 to pay, 344 to pay. But your NHC portion is going to lend you 5 million, and that monthly payment is going to be 10,684. Make sense?
Makes sense. But this person earning $60,000 will be able to get this loan
All right.
because of the debt service ratio.
So we're gonna tell you now if you can afford it. So the total monthly payment is 38,028. Scroll down. So it summarizes it for you and it tells you 5 million primary, your interest rate is 0% because your income of 60,000 per month falls within an income band where you will get 0% interest rate. And I think it tells you at the top, when you put in your weekly or monthly pay, did you see that? Scroll up, Tony. It shows you weekly, equivalent 15,000, a band, minimum wage up to 30. So you'll get 0% interest rate.
Where you saw that?
Right here. Primary applicant. Where you put in the money? His salary.
Here?
Right.
Oh, weekly equivalent 15,000 minimum. Okay.
So you get 0% interest rate. And you're getting a term of 39 years, 40 minus the age. Because, why you get 39 years here, so? Because NHT loans go up to age 65. But the bank themselves, they go up to age 70. All right? So this is 38,000 is what you're gonna pay. I'm switching over into Jamaica and I'm forgetting that I have an international audience. Sorry about that, guys.
No, they understand.
They understand language. All right. So what else we need to tell you? The bank monthly payment is 27,000. You know that. So the bank, NHG lending you 5 million, the bank lending you 3.7 million, you're depositing 970,000. All right. No. Where's the affordability?
But it's still only more than half the pay.
Is it more than half the pay?
Yeah, you're getting 60,000 per month. And it's 38,000. The debt service ratio of between 40 to 50% sometimes.
I'm wondering why debt service ratio calculator not coming up.
But this is good. It gives people an idea of how much is going to come out of their pay. For them to say, okay, without even sitting down in front of the bank yet. And of course, assuming that you have no other deductions on your pay, no little loan, no nothing.
But I'm trying to fix something on my back end because, as you're right, the debt service ratio should kick in to say that if the debt service ratio is 50%, then this person should only be able to can afford a 30,000 mortgage.
Right.
All right. Let us jump in and change it and see if they put in another applicant. Let's say to join with somebody, how much will they pay? So 2 of you joining now. Put in the co-applicant salary. How old that person is? Older or younger?
Older.
Scroll down. Did it calculate? So now they're only using NHT?
I'm checking. Total NHT payment is now.
Tony, refresh your page.
Refresh it.
The total NHT. What did you put for so they're using 2 applicants now? No, 1 co-applicant. 7 million there to get, right? What's the age of the person? Or what's the date of birth of the new person?
1980.
And what's the income?
150.
So they're getting theirs at 5% now, correct? 5% interest rate. NHT gives a max of 7 million. So you still have a shortfall. So you're going to borrow 1.7 from the bank now, as opposed to 3 million something. So, but now your mortgage is lower.
I'm not getting that. What am I doing wrong?
Where are you?
I'm trying to fill up on my calculator.
So you're to have, first of all, you're to have yes for NHT.
I have it.
Did you do yes for NHT?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they're doing yes for
But my
NHT.
shortfall didn't come over.
9.7, because maybe I have two co-applicants.
Oh.
9.7 is the loan, is the purchase price. You have that in?
Yes.
They're depositing 10%.
Yes.
NHT portion is house lot. Two of them now joining, so they have one co-applicant, so they're getting 7 million. Interest rate on the right side for the bank is 8.5 million. They're actually still borrowing 1.7 from the bank. Gross income of the first applicant, the primary applicant, we had said was 60,000 monthly. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then the year of birth was what again? 2000?
Yes.
Right? The second applicant, you're saying the gross income was 120,000, I think you said?
150.
150. Must be the lady earning 150. And the man earning 60. Because they're in Jamaica.
No.
Usually the women earn more monthly. What's the year of birth?
1980.
1980.
I'm only saying $4,000. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong.
No, you're getting, hold on. Where you get 4,000? Refresh your screen.
I did refresh the screen.
Scroll. Is that 9.7 up there? That looked like 97,000. That must be 9 million. So it must be 9, 7, and 5 zeros.
Okay.
So now you have a shortfall of 1.7. You have that?
Yes.
8.5. You have that. So you're coming in line now. You still have something wrong. Year of birth is 2,000, 60,000. Why that is saying 2%? It should be 0%. Monthly income is 60,000. It should be monthly.
That's there.
That's there. Okay, so they're at 0%, right? And the year is 2000. Fix the income for the second applicant, 150,000.
There.
And that should be monthly. And the interest rate is 2%.
Yeah, I have everything up on the left-hand side accurate with you. Is when I go to the second section, it's off. So
Choose a term. What term? You choose the interest rate, 8.5.
Yeah. Is that saying 8.5?
No, I didn't choose a term. I need to change this. Calculate what age you said the person was.
Youngest one, 2000.
So it's 12,683.
Yes.
Yes. All right, cool. So we're moving down. So the monthly NHT payment for both of them now is 25,943
Yes.
for the 7 million. Then, so the bank is paying 12,006, so much? 683?
Yes.
So together it is 38,626. And it gives you the breakdown. The first applicant get their money at zero, they borrow the 3.5. Second person borrow 3.5 and them get 2%. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
If
It pays to be younger because look at that. The same 3.5 million. One is 39 years, one is 19 years, and one is 7,000, and one is almost double it.
right.
The other applicant only get 19 years.
What I should probably do is adjust the calculator for them so that the first primary person, if they can take the 5 million, get the full 5 million,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest comes from the other applicant. Since they're at 0%,
Oh.
it would have reduced the
So they'll do that?
yeah. It would have reduced the amount
Initially.
All right, so let's scroll down. So I've now added it, Tony. So can I afford this property? That's the question you want to know.
Mm-hmm.
So I added a little the other debt service ratio part that Tony was talking about. So you're gonna check your debt service ratio against major Jamaican banks. So debt service ratio is the percentage of your income that goes towards paying your debts every month. In simple terms, it answers one question. How much of your income is already committed to paying loans?
Mm-hmm.
So practically, if your income is 100,000, how much of that is paying loans? Is it 50%? Is it 10%? Is it? So if you only have a loan for $10,000, then only 10% of your 100,000 is being used to pay loans. But you have loans and you add them up and it comes to $50,000, then 50% of your income is now being used to pay loans. That's what the bank is looking at, your debt service ratio. And that's what you should be looking at. So when you say to yourself, oh, it's too expensive. No. The question should be, can I afford it? Right, Tony?
Yes.
Can I afford it? It's not that it's too expensive. Tony will say too expensive, and I walk in there and I buy it. Why? It's not too expensive for me because I can afford it. All right. So let's look at it. Just dive into it now. So this is pre-filled from the NHT. Remember, both of them together, one was 60, one was 150.
Mm-hmm.
So it's saying that your income together is 210,000. You can change this if you want, or you go back up and select. You're not joining with nobody. You alone are gonna do it. The proposed new mortgage, as we said from before, was 38,000. Can you afford it? Let us practical. So you have a student loan, you're paying 10,000 a month. Your partner have a student loan and paying 30,000 a month. So put 40,000 there, so Tony. You don't have car loans, but you went on to take a ready finance loan, which is a loan that them give you within 24 hours, right? You take that loan and you're paying 20,000 a month. Well, one of you paying 20,000. But remember, we joined up the salaries. So you have to look at how much.
Scroll up again, I missed something.
How much loan that person paying and how much loan this person paying, right? You don't have any car loan, but you went and took a ready finance and you're paying 20,000. You also have credit cards. You have a credit card and your partner have a credit card. His credit card maybe have 100,000 on it and yours have 100,000 on it. You must put 5% of the credit card here because that is how the bank is going to look at it. So even if your credit card is zero or you don't spend it or whatever, them still going to say at any time, oh, at any time you can spend it. So yes, I have a credit card for emergency. But the bank is still going to factor in 5% of that amount. Okay, so 5% of 100,000 is 5,000. So that's what we put there, and it's 5,000 times twice because both of you have credit cards. So that's 10,000. Do you have any other more loans? You went to court and you buy some furniture. Are you paying maybe 15,000 for furniture? You don't have any mortgage. You don't have any unsecured loans. Your total monthly obligations are 123,626. That's what you're paying in other loans based on what we put here. 40,000 student loan, ready finance 20, credit card 10,000, and these things. If you have other loans, put it here. Now, the bank, you're going to call the bank and ask them, what is the debt service ratio? So JN Bank might tell you 50, meaning 50%, what they will allocate for loans is 50% of your income. So you put that in. You go to NCB, them tell you 40,000. You ask them, call them on the phone. Call the mortgage officer, she'll tell you. Scotiabank says 35. I really don't know what these are, guys. I'm just putting them in. And Citibank tells you 30. No, when you look at this now, this is saying your DSR is above 50%. So for a JN Bank, you're at 50.9%. They're not giving you any loan. For NCB, you're at 40%. They're at 40%. So you're 58% above.
Oh, mine's at 500%.
$588. You got 123 at the top.
Yeah, 123,626.
And you put in, what is your loan? 123.66. That's a sure. Refresh.
My calculator is just a little bit different. Looks like
No, it's not.
it said 588.7.
It shouldn't.
Is it missing a point?
I need to check something in the back end because.
But it says here, what? My DSR is too high.
Yeah.
Your debt service ratio is high relative to your income. It's maybe difficult to qualify for a mortgage. So I need to reduce our debt. Like maybe get rid of the credit card.
Like maybe credit card too low. Maybe get rid of the. Let's say we get rid of the student loan.
One of them.
Mm-hmm. So if you get rid of the student loan, or you realize that JN Bank. I don't know why are you still calculating in the hundreds? Refresh. You have inputted something up here that is. Is it your income? Is your income correct? Check the income.
I have to type in everything over again.
No, check the income.
It refreshed and everything is 0.
You have to type it in.
Yeah.
So we're going back. All right, what you do is you can go in from user property. So ladies and gentlemen, your debt service ratio is what the bank is looking at to say they're not giving you this loan because they cannot afford it. So when you add up all the bills and you are at, if them tell you the debt service ratio, DSR is 50%, is 50% of gross. So if they tell you that, you know that. Or when you add up all your loans, if it comes to more than 50% of your gross, you're not going to get the loan. If you add it up and it comes to less than 50% of gross, when you add back the mortgage, the mortgage that you're trying to get now, because I do think I did ask my calculator to put in the mortgage. Yeah, the proposed new mortgage is there, 38,626. is already in it. So your total obligations with the existing stuff that you have going on. Oh, I need to put back the 40,000. You put it in 40,000 for the student loan.
Mm-hmm.
And 15,000 for air purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And 20,000 ready finance. 10,000 credit card. So you know at 123.62.
Yeah.
50 for JN. 41.5 for NCB. And I should have here 45 for Scotia. 30 for CIBC.
Is any of them 60,000 debt service ratio?
Tony, that would be crazy.
Why not?
First of all, them something realistic, and I tell you why you struggle.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna show you why you struggle. Above, did you get above limit for all of them?
Yeah.
Enter.
What was this one?
45. So you're above the limit that has been set, right? So calculator, so your DSR is high. Your debt service ratio is high relative to your income. This may make it difficult to qualify for a mortgage, access a full loan you need, save towards your deposit, build or maintain an emergency fund, manage unexpected expenses, meet your financial obligations, which is definitely so. So if you're earning, if you're earning 210,000 combined income, and you're paying out 123,000, let's do the real max. 30% out of this is going to be taxes. That's what's not calculated here. So the
after tax pay?
No, the DSR is calculated on your gross everybody. So this is how the bank gets you know. So you walk into the bank, you earn 100,000. They're telling you, oh, 50% is loans. All right, you don't have no loan. You go in and lend you the money. You pay them back 50,000 a month. But remember, 30% is tax. Well, in Jamaica, if you're in 100,000, you don't really pay income tax. You're gonna pay only NHT or NIS.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So let's do it for real now. Go back to your calculator. Can you afford this property? So let us see. Person using the NHT by themselves, earning the 60,000. Were they able to afford it? Let's see. So change it to only one person doing it. Just make that one change.
With the 60,000?
Yeah, same 60,000, same year of birth. The monthly is now 10,000, but they need an additional loan. No, these people need to buy the $8 million property, not the 9 million.
Yeah, they're still above.
Right. Change it to the 8 million property. No, they have a shortfall, but it's not so bad. It's no. And they're still depositing 10%. 16,128 plus 10. So the total payment is 26,812. This person
needs to reduce debt.
Yeah, don't have no student loan.
They might have student loan and they're only 26.
Thankfully, them never take no ready finance loan. Them never take no credit card. Never run up and down and go get no furniture. Can they afford it? No, they can't afford it. They can afford it with JN Bank at 50%, if that's what it is. Or Scotia Bank at 45%. So they can afford it at, if a debt service ratio is 50% or 45, they can afford it. So this person is going to NHT.
They have a shortfall.
They have a shortfall. They have to go to the bank of 2.2 million. How much are they depositing?
10%.
Where is that? Oh, they're depositing 10%. So they don't have a shortfall. They do have a shortfall, but they can afford it.
Mm-hmm. Saki says greeting and Katie says no corrected. Yes, corrected.
So now if you're earning that, so my calculator is saying, yes, can afford it, but if you did go courts now and go buy furniture, you pay 10,000 a month. Then what's gonna happen? Tony, put in 10,000 a month. No, you can't afford it. So technically, if you're earning 60,000 a month,
you have everything, no deductions from your pay, no extra nothing.
can they afford my Villanovas? Let's see. 6.8. Put 6.8, Tony. There is no shortfall because they're paying down 10%. There isn't.
You sure?
There should be a shortfall.
Yeah, 1.1. There is.
There is? I don't see it coming over.
Where?
Oh. Yeah. Can they afford it?
Yeah. Can afford it.
Ones that don't have any loans.
Yes, if you're young and you pay low, you're better off as that.
You're
That
better
way,
off.
Yeah, by the time you get more pay and more age on you, at least you have your first property out of the way.
Mhm.
That way you've already built yourself into a little millionaire.
All right. So remember, guys, you can join, go on the app, go on the map, go on that map. This one is a map. This is recahq.com. You put it in the chat, Tony.
I did.
All right. So if you go on the calculator, I say qualify. At the bottom here, we tell you next step, go to maphq.com. That is our other app that gets you pre-approved with the mortgage officers. Go there, complete the form, upload your pay slips and everything, and boom, you're on your way. So this calculator helps you to get you ready to be ahead of. I'm gonna tell you, I forget at 4 o'clock a morning, do the running, forget fit. This calculator helps you to get fit.
And it gives you an idea of what those numbers look like without you having to sit in front of that mortgage officer and have them discuss your financial history. You can just quietly.
I'll be so disappointed.
Yes.
You can just quietly do what you need to do to get ready.
And you can play around with the numbers. Like, you have the credit card thing, and you have the student loan thing. You can say, okay, I want to clear this credit card or this student loan in 3 months. What does it look like now that I've cleared this off? I say, okay, I'm in better stance now. I can.
Right. And some of you will have some savings somewhere. So you'll have your insurance, dividends, or cash value. You'll have money in savings. You could play it with it and say, suppose I cancel this loan. Suppose I do that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Would I be in a better position?
Right.
All right, guys. Are there any questions?
We have 10 minutes left on the program. So any questions you have, now is the time to ask.
You can ask me about the calculator too. Don't ask me how I do it though. Oh God.
Questions. Have to wait for questions to pop up. Wait for the questions to pop up. so we have our first question. 3-bed, 3-bath home in Draxall listed 78 million, even more than Richmond. Is it not ridiculous?
No, everything is demand. Remember that Draxall area is the area with the development that is coming. It is that Miami Bay. Miami Bay is now an entertainment zone.
Draxall is more.
Draxall is in the mix of that. So it is.
Draxall is more desirable than Richmond. Stretch.
No, stretch, because you have to stretch, and Draxall is closer to Ocho Rios, which is where the tourist belt is.
Yeah.
So the demand for rentals and short-term rental, long-term rental, all of that, the business community in Ocho Rios would live in our Draxall, right? This is a demand, guys. It's a demand. It's a location in this case. That's doing that.
I know, like, I hate to say this, but because they're pushing everything towards Draxall, the big entertainment zone, etc. The Richmond side going out that way is gonna be slower.
Yeah. But we're pushing towards Richmond now with development. Pushing towards Richmond on that
But it's
side.
gonna be a different kind of personality.
Yeah.
That's out there.
That's out there.
People
Yeah.
want to be in the city, close to the action,
Mhm.
party every night. So they're gonna be closer to the
Draxall side, yeah.
Persons who are looking for the nice, quiet, slow beach lifestyle, relaxing on the North Coast, they're gonna push out further.
And Miami Bay have a brand new development now to that the Chinese are doing. So that's driving up prices in that area as well.
Yeah.
The demand for, because those are sold out on phase one, I think. So the demand is driving in that area. Draxall is newer than Richmond too. Remember, Richmond came before Draxall. Yeah, so Draxall is actually newer than the Richmond development. You have any more
Sassy
questions?
says it's an older home, part of the country club manor. Talking about a Draxall.
Yeah,
But it's not the house they're really saying, it's the location.
it's the
of the
location
house.
of the property. Besides, you can buy a 200,000 lot from me in Hills of Draxall. 200,000, that's 30 million.
Put a 3-bedroom.
And put a 3-bedroom for the same 200,000. So that would take it to 60 million. You would be on a bigger lot. You would have a view, you can put in your pool, you can do all kind of things.
Stop is saying opposite Roaring River and Miami Bay, the Chinese are building a hotel opposite. Government gave them plenty land.
Yes, 1,000 to be exact. It's either 1,000 or 1,200, guys. So that's the entertainment zone, which is why persons want to be. That's where it's gonna be the next frontier. And again, that master plan command. Some persons did not get in when I was selling the dirt in 2020. In COVID, in the middle of the summer with my mask and everything. And I try and sell the dirt. The persons who paid attention, who jumped on it.
But you know what's gonna happen now though? So like you had the Chemtex, Draxall, Fairways, Polo Villas, Marina Villas, slowly and quietly came. Right? Now Cross from Boots is being developed. Chinese at Roaring River are being developed, right? All of a sudden you're just gonna see developments just rise up like Phoenix off the stretch.
We're also on the hill doing Katina.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna rise up and you're gonna be like, in the next 5 years, you're gonna be like, where did all of this come from?
Right. The commercial belt is coming. Right across from St. Anne's Bay too. Commercial belt.
Yeah, look at the commercial right here in Draxall. Remember we used to drive by there so nothing was
Nothing.
there?
I remember standing there with the map on the bonnet and a Chinese man trying to decide on a lot. 300,000. 300,000 US was a lot. Not even me. Not even me envision say a lot would have been 2 million now. Tony. But I did envision.
But they did some fabulous stuff there.
Yeah, I did envision though the hills that I was focused on to sell. That would be a game changer and some serious houses up there now, guys.
Yeah.
So Everybody, that's what's driving that is the location and what's coming around it. What we know definitely coming around it. Persons will exit that. I remember the highway going to Discovery Bay. There's gonna be a turn or something. That so like me going to Discovery Bay, I wouldn't need to come off Evelyn Draxall, like continue. But because young persons going to Ocho Rios and coming into that sphere
Yeah.
for the hotel that you see the Chinese building, the casinos, the whole. Remember, it's an entertainment zone. Big
Yeah.
things are gonna go on. So those of you in property in that area, you should hold on to it really seriously, unless you really need to sell.
Yeah, Safi wants to know what's happening with the highway extension from Miami to Discovery.
They're still working on the plans for that. They haven't. They spoke about it again in the budget for this year, but not so sure when that's gonna start. But it should start soon though.
Well, they started.
It should start this year. I think this year them said that they want to start it.
This year?
Hmm.
Oh. Thought they would start. Well, they're going to start Portland. So, yes.
No, we need to get out to Portland. So we're trying to get out to Portland next week. That is because they've started acquiring lands and so on already. So that was slated to start. Not sure it has started, but it has slated to start.
But we'll see when we go there.
Mhm.
All right.
So we should be out there doing up some. We need to put up the signs. Ecostate development. Those of you who want to buy in Portland, go to to put it in chat, Tony. What's the site called? EcostateDevelopment.com.
I'm checking. I think so.
Yeah, EcostateDevelopment.com. Go to that site. I should be out there. Hopefully we get that sign up next week. Just a sign telling persons that the lots are now up for sale. So it's ecostatedevelopment.com. Portland, you're interested in a lot. Get to me. And again, we've hit the jackpot with that one. We are literally right there where the highway is. So you easy driving.
Draxall needs a general foods market with parking.
General what?
Supermarket.
There is going to be one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's coming. For sure. That's in the books right now. You're going to get more than a supermarket. You get a whole experience with a big old plaza.
I wish it would come quick though. I guess maybe they're waiting.
What are they waiting? Maybe the approvals.
Yeah, the approvals.
Yeah, Draxall will definitely get that something. Can't have that without. What I would hope would have happened, a government short-sighted bad to,
Mm-hmm.
the town of St. Anne, those government agencies, the tax office, the land val, those people, and even the banks, the Scotia Bank, NCP, Jamaican National is a good chuck up place.
I know, literally, they need to just.
I thought they would have bought.
They should have bought
the commercial on the front.
Yeah.
They should have been on in the commercial on the front. They missed that opportunity. I don't know. They're probably scrambling right now to find land. Where? I don't know. But come on, guys. So I think the government of Jamaica missed the opportunity to bring the St. Anne's Bay out onto the front there, those government services. So did the banks, the insurance companies. All I want to miss it. But someone not so express see the light.
I really wish. I'm in Kingston a lot, so Constant Spring Halfway Tree has all the banks right there. Ligony has all the banks on the stretch except who's not there? JN.
Yeah, JN is not there. I don't know why.
Everybody's there except JN. And I feel like if I need to get something done, it's literally just walking back and forth between them. Say when I'm in Halfway Tree. But when you're on the North Coast, you have to really plan your day.
It's just too much. And
where they are so chuck up.
I had to go into JN. They park underneath. There's like no parking. Mm-hmm. No parking. Same thing with Scotia. It's First Caribbean worse.
I think only NCB has a little parking.
A little parking. There is no parking. Victoria Mutual worse. Come on, guys. I'm gonna grow the town now.
Government could at least find some land and lease them and just say, build
But
down here.
but do you know that there were lands on the main though? There were lands on the
But not
main.
every roads, right?
There are now two big hell of a gas stations. And none of these banks.
We needed more gas station along that stretch.
You know what I mean? None of the banks went out onto the main. I'm like, come on.
I don't think we need another gas station on that main.
We have fabulous gas stations now, don't I like them. And I don't like the price, but I like how them look.
I like that you like that. They have food and bathrooms.
And everything.
Everything except the gas price.
Except the price. Everything. But just like that. So we can just go one place, just like with Booth. We just go one place. Supermarket is there. The pharmacy is there. We have an ATM. And Booth are going to do fabulous things across the street. I love that. I love see the development. I love see the improvement. I really like to see the vision coming to life. You know, not just doing the cookie things, but put this in, man, because yes, this is modern time and this is what we need. I love that, guys. I love that. So, are we? Any more questions? We're at the top of the hour. All right, thank you everybody so much for joining us. Remember to use the calculators. So, MAP HQ is the one if you want to be pre-approved. MAPPHQ.com. Reka.com/Claudia Davis, Tony and Dietrich. Grab the link. If you don't grab the link here, you can send us a message. We'll send you the link so that you can use the calculator. And you know, I'm into AI now and everything, and I'm just loving it. I sleep with my AI and wake up with my AI. All right, everybody. Thank you so much again for being here today, and we see you next week.
Bye, everyone. Have
Bye.
a good week.
Bye.